Oh, Phobos, it has arrived, 21.2, which is also 17.1. So those of you who have been around a little while, the chances are you may have done this workout with us. So it's a couplet of dumbbell snatches and burpee box jump overs. So I'm going to run through all of it with you. I'm going to give you some tips, some little pointers in the old background, how we would do it on a competition level, and also talk you guys through the movements that haven't done snatch before. This usually happens when the CrossFit Games come on, CrossFit Open comes out. We have no say in the scaling options, so it's something that you may be learning some new moves, but it turns out it's going to be with a broomstick or a mop, so we would have difficulty hurting ourselves with that, so we're going to be great and we're going to have fun with it. Alright, so let's talk about first of all the RX version. So the RX, the dumbbell snatches are going to go up in 10, so they start at 10 and they go all the way up to 50, and in between that you're going to be doing 15 burpee box jump overs. So the weight for the gentlemen is 22.5, for the ladies it's 15 kilos, and for the burpee box jump overs it's either going to be, for the ladies, a 20, for the gentlemen 24. Okay, so this first we'll talk about the dumbbell snatch. Tommy, if you will, this is my glamorous assistant, Tomalina. Alright, so with the dumbbell snatch, and especially those of you that haven't done this movement before, just want to try and get you the understanding of exactly what you're trying to do here. We're going to use our legs to drive up into a deadlift motion. Alright, so if you come down, as we're at that dumbbell, we're going to make sure we're keeping our chest nice and high, keep our hips relatively low. I want you to think about showing the top of your chest, so you're staying prominent. Then we're going to push through the middle of the foot. I just want you to stand to level at the moment. And then we're going to stand through the middle of the foot. Then from here, what we want to do is we want to see a shrug with the shoulder, and then a drive up with the elbow and locking out overhead. Ready? 3, 2, 1, down and up. Oh wow, you just went from the win all the way from there. Go from the floor. Let me show you from the floor. Good. So drive up, lock out, good, and stand tall. Now, here's what's most important. I must see that your knees and your hips and your elbow are all locked out for it to be a rep. Show no rep, Tommy. Good at that. Yep. See how Tommy's got soft knees before the dumbbell drops? Alright, it must be locked out over. That is now your first rep. Now from here, what you want to learn is how to transfer the dumbbell from one place to another. Now there's quite a few alternations on how you can do this. The first one is swapping overhead. For those of you that are more experienced, I would highly recommend to do it this way. Those of you looking to get a fast time, I would recommend doing it this way. Now, remember, 2 hands cannot touch the dumbbell at any one time. So we're going to go down, we're going to snatch, and then we're going to drop the dumbbell into the alternating hands. Drive up, snatch, drop the dumbbell, alternating hands. Good. So you want to find that 0 point of gravity. Okay, your next one is drop into the shoulder. Alright, so you can bring the dumbbell down to the shoulder and then you can exchange from one hand to another. Alright, so down, full snatch, full extension, drop, that's it. I don't do it that way, it's really weird, isn't it? Some people do. Alright, so your third option from here is that you can exchange on the floor. So as we drive the dumbbell up, lock out overhead, full extension all the way through, bring the weight down, and then exchange, making sure that we lock out full extension again at the top. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you're going to get a no rep here. The first one is going to be if the dumbbell heads don't touch the floor. So both parts of the dumbbell must be in contact with the ground. The next thing, and this I am a nightmare for this, and I know a lot of people are, if you put your hand on your leg, it's a no rep. Alright, so if you're looking at assisting yourself, so if you go up, look, see that there? No rep there, Tommy. No, that would be a no rep. Alright, so then we want to talk about our box jump overs. So, talk about the box jump overs. Put a couple of them on there, boys. Yeah, good, all happy with that, fine. Alright, now, with the box, we've run out of tape. It's Alex's fault. But what we're going to do is we will be running tape all the way through the middle of this box here, and all the way through the middle of this box here. With the burpees, there's a couple of things that are vitally important. So we're going to start Tommy down from the bottom. When we're in this bottom position, I want to make sure that we're seeing your chest touch the floor. Now, if you imagine as well, there's a line coming all the way through here. we should see that your hands and your feet are either side of the line. All right? Then what we're going to do is take a jump up. We'll go through the alternating options in a minute. Jump up onto the box. Perfect. You can step down, you can turn. There's an alternate couple of ways. So let me talk you through the different ways in which you can approach this. Let's just do a box jump over, facing forward, then coming back. All right, so we go down, we do our burpee, chest to the floor, we fire up. Excellent, jump onto the box, and then you're just going to drop down from there, facing forward. You can drop down from there, you can turn, and then you can jump back on from there, all right? That's not functional. I wouldn't say that's going to be your fastest way of doing things, but if you're pretty new to burpee box jump overs, or you find that you're going to get gassed, meaning that your cardio is not your point, but this is where you're going to make your time up, then that's a suggestion to do. Take the time from one movement to the other. The next one you can do is a step in. All right, so you go down into your burpee, and what you're going to do is when you fire up, your stronger leg, so let's say for example with Tommy, it's his right leg, is going to come in front of the left foot and you'll jump into a step. Perfect. And then he's going to jump up onto the box. He's going to step over. Don't turn yet, Tommy. Why are you turning? Don't turn, just jump down. Just jump down. That's it. So many things going on. And we can turn there. Okay. The next option from there is as you do the burpee box jump over, so as you jump up, you're going to turn before you land. So Tommy's going to jump onto the box, so he does his burpee, he goes down, jumps onto the box, he can then turn and then drop down, all right? And that keeps him nice and close to the box. This is going to be your faster way of doing things, all right? Then what he wants to think about each time is how close his face is to the box, all right? So if you go down into your burpee, ideally, you want to be exactly where Tommy is. Notice that your head is extremely close to that box. That means that you're using less effort, you're not staggering out, you're not staggering in. So I suggest, and what I usually do, is I make markers where my hands are beforehand, so I know to keep placing my hands in exactly the same place. All right, so let's just do 3, Tommy. Good, over, drop. How close is that box? Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so word to the wise, for those of you that haven't done this workout before, or those of you that haven't, your dumbbell snatches are not where you're going to get gassed. It's going to be here. Don't go out too hot. You're talking to the god of going out too hot, so I can assure you it's not going to work in your favour. The burpees are where you want to take it easy, go harder on the dumbbell snatches. All right, so that's where we want to get our placement. All right, let's talk about our scaled option. So, the difference here is going to be 2 things. It's going to be weight, it's height of the box jumps, but also you can step onto the box as well. So there's 3 different movements you can do here. So the weight with the dumbbell snatch is exactly the same, making sure you're fully extended, making sure you're locking out overhead, making sure both ends of the dumbbell touch the floor. With the burpee box jump over, it's going to be slightly lower, so we're going to be taking it down for a 20. Most of you, if you've got a box, are not going to have a 16, so ladies, gentlemen, are going to be doing exactly the same height as you. But what you can do is you can step up onto the box. So if we go down into a burpee, chest to the floor, jump up, perfect. Then you can step, and then you can jump down from there. Now, see what Tommy done? If you're going to be using this option, spin round on your foot at the top of the box, and then make sure by the time you've landed on your feet, you're facing the box. This is going to save you a huge amount of time. These little transitions may only be a second each time, but if you think about it, you're going to be doing 75 box jump overs. So suddenly that's 75 seconds off your time. It's a big game changer. All right, so now let's talk about the foundation level. So the foundation level is, again, exactly the same rep range. What's slightly different on here is the approach with the burpees, but also it's going to be the piece of equipment that you use. So you can find something that needs to be roughly around 4.5 kilograms in weight, which, what is that, a bottle of water? Full bottle of water. I mean, yeah, you can get a rock or something. I mean, they even said it's like a stone. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it has to be 4.5 kilograms. So you don't want anything over 4.5 kilograms. But you're going to use a bit of equipment, use a baked bean tin, whatever it is that you want to use, and you're doing your alternating dumbbell snatches using that. But more importantly, there's a nice break on the burpees. So you've got your standard burpees, you're not going to be using a box whatsoever, so we've got our standard burpees, going down chest to the floor, firing straight up, making sure that we fully extend when we jump, alright, that is really important. That whole bent over thing that you're doing while you're burping, do a bend over sort of weird burpee. Yeah, there you go, that's no full extension. So I need to see that his ankle, his knee and his hips are locked out in line with each other as he jumps, and then it's going to be a slight clap behind the head as he does that. Okay, the next thing that you can actually do here is you can take the push-up factor out of it, alright? So that means that we're going to go down into the burpee, that's for the elevation. Just for the push-up. Cheers, Tommy. Forward thinking, I like that, mate. So what you'll notice is Tommy's going to go down. Excellent, he's not going to complete the burpee, meaning that his chest isn't going to come to the floor. He's going to fire his feet back under, and he's going to jump up. What we call a military burpee, which a lot of people call. And then our next side from that is an elevated burpee. So for those of you that have the strong back engagement, so you're able to get down into the bottom of the push-up, but what you do find hard is because of your hip restrictions coming under from the burpee, what we're going to do is down, chest to the box, fire straight back up, a little jump. Perfect. Alright, so that is our foundation level from there. And last but not least is the equipment-free version of it that requires equipment. So you can use a mop, you can use a broom, you can use anything that's long and stick-like. Alright, so let's talk about the snatch. Now look, this is a little bit different. I would strongly suggest, that if you are able to do the foundation level, because you've never snatched before, you have a tight thoracic, you have hip issues, I would strongly suggest looking at the foundation level. But for those of you that are going for the equipment level, you're going to take your down stick, mop, whatever else it is, and you're going to go down into a slight bent over push press position. Alright, that would be my best way to explain it. Then from there, we're going to push through the middle of the feet, so we use our legs to drive up, making sure that we're squeezing our bum, locking out our knees, and we're coming into a full extension. We're then going to shrug our shoulders, drive our elbows up, and drop underneath the bar at the bottom of a squat. Exactly. Alright, so let's show it again. So, we're going to jump up, and we're going to drop into an overhead squat. Now, say that again.
Go side on as well.
Go side on. Sorry, show you side on. This is my cameraman. So again, hinging back, tracking the knees out, jump up, shrug with the shoulders, and go down in the squat. Now, of course, the snatch is a hell of a lot more complicated than that. There is a lot more things that I would need to give you, but I'm giving you complete layman terms so you can qualify as a rep. So I need to see a full extension, your arms locked out overhead, and your hips below your knee when you land. All right, what we can't do is lift the stick up, so we're standing. So go down, jump up, lift the stick up, and then let's stand tall, and then go into an overhead squat. All right, it has to be one full movement. All right, so we're going ourselves all the way underneath the bar. So again, all the way up, track our knees out, drop underneath the bar. Then from there, you've got 15 burpee broad jumps, all right, at 36 inches. So what we've done is we've measured out 36 inches. This is what our glamorous assistant done earlier. So with the burpee broad jump, again, we've got to make sure that your shoulders are behind the line. I believe the head can be over the line, but the shoulders, tell me if I'm wrong, Alex.
Hands.
Hands behind the line.
That's it.
Hands behind the line. Right, okay, referee Alex has told us. Hands behind the line. So again, you're going to go down into your burpee, chest to the floor. Excellent, you're going to fire up, underneath your feet, landing tall. And then from there, all you need to do is 2 feet leave and 2 feet land. Now, the most functional way to do that is as you go down into a quarter squat, you're going to fire your hands forward and jump over the line. Perfect. For those of you who want to get a little bit snazzy with it, you want to spice it up and you want to get your time down, you can spin as you jump. That's right. It gets a little bit wild here, right? So again, down into your quarter jump. Let's see it, Tommy. Down into your burpee, fire up, land in that quarter squat. Look at that. Perfect. Now the other thing you'll notice that Tommy didn't do, as he's landed from the bottom of his burpee, he stayed in the quarter squat position. You don't need to stand tall. All right, you don't need to jump, you don't need to clap behind your head. So there is no restrictions in that point. It's not something that's needed. Okay, I hope that we have answered all the questions. I know on the last one, some of you didn't have a wall. So this one, it may be a case that some of you do not have a broomstick or a mop or any sort of stick twiggy apparatus, which is fine. I would suggest to go to the household tin can of beans and look at doing the snatch that way. More importantly, guys, this is going to be a really fun workout. It's going to be an extremely gassy workout. The time cap on here is 20 minutes. 20 minutes, all right? So have some fun, enjoy it. If you've got any questions, make sure you message me back. Text them over and I most certainly can answer them for you. If you need a little bit of help planning it out, message me, I'll help you out. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the box. Thanks, guys.